WikiLeaks documents. Hillary's brain injury is a result of a near-fatal plane crash. This is an article September 22nd today from WikiLeaks. Unclassified U.S. Department of State case files dated February 29th, 2016 concerning Hillary's bleeding profusely after emergency aid was given. GRU agents stationed in Iran. Strangely to note, the report says in the email, is that the aftermath of the crash, Iran's main oil company announced today that they were buying the Ahwaz airport with the intention of moving it because they say oil was discovered beneath it. The source is from Martin Walsh. Hillary Clinton quite possibly has suffered from many illnesses over the lifetime, but none have been more severe than the concussion she suffered in late 2012. The Clintons and all of her cronies will have us believe that her head injury spawned from her slipping and falling at home, and that she made a full recovery to this point. That narrative is a complete lie, and WikiLeaks has debunked it with 2 email document leaks. The document from Julian Assange show that Hillary actually suffered her head injury in a near-fatal plane crash, and it has been covered up since then. It's very perplexing to analyze why Hillary would cover up this trip and lie about her head injuries. According to the report released by WikiLeaks, Hillary Clinton was in a C-12 Huron aircraft and was forced to make an emergency landing at Ahwaz International Airport at the border of Iran-Iraq, skidding off the runway, crashing, leaving Hillary Clinton unconscious and bleeding profusely. The plane crash was reportedly so severe that Clinton's injuries, while extremely severe, could have potentially been much worse had this plane gone off the track or flipped over. The 2 WikiLeaks documents are very interesting because they offer several different theories as to why Hillary would lie about her secret trip to Iran-Iraq, the actual cause of her concussion, and what was discussed in this meeting and the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism. While Clinton was severely injured, we also see that Commander Job W. Bryce was killed on that flight. Now, what is extremely interesting is the document shows that the Iranians acknowledge that they will keep this crash silent and report that there were technical difficulties that forced Hillary's secret plane to land. The documents also indicate that the U.S. reported that Commander Price's death was investigated as a possible suicide, as he died from what the American Defense Department describes as non-combat related injury. They lied in order to cover this up, and another death associated with Hillary Clinton is swept under the rug to save her politically. Why was she on a secret mission to Iraq and Iran in late 2012? The document shows that the Russians saw that Clinton deviated from her flight path and made a secret landing in Iran's Ahwaz International Airport, which coincidentally is where Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad also made an unscheduled landing. The second document indicates that Clinton's plane crashed on the runway as a result of extreme turbulence. Again, this report by WikiLeaks clearly states that Hillary was unconscious and bleeding profusely, so we can see that this injury was very severe, and they have kept this quiet since 2012 for 2 main reasons. First, the end of the second document shows why Hillary carried out a secret meeting with Iran. Following their covert exchange, Iran's main oil company bought the Ahwaz airport because they claimed oil reservoirs were beneath it. So it's possible that Hillary went to convince Iran that they needn't destroy the airport for purposes of selling the oil. When Iran went ahead and did so, Obama followed up with the signing Valiyet 91, which strengthened America's borders against threats from Iran to combat their aggressiveness. Keeping in mind what Obama then agreed to the Iranian nuclear deal in 2014 that gave them even more power. The second reason they've kept this crash quiet is because people couldn't know how severe Clinton's brain injury really was. In 2012, Hillary was on her way to resigning. She was fired after Benghazi from being Secretary of State, and she had her eye on running for the president in 2016, which is now. We come to this. Following Clinton's concussion, a blood clot was found. She began to suffer from bouts of mental fatigue and many other severe side effects. In fact, she still suffers from concussion today. We have all seen her many appearances where she either collapses, looks pale, can't go up a flight of stairs, her eyes lose control, they don't work together, or she's barely able to appear coherent. Her collapse at the September 11th, 2016 memorial ceremony in New York City was her most severe case publicly, and now the world is witnessing how seriously ill she is. She cannot hide this any longer from the American people and those that support her, and we deserve to know how severe her health issues are. She's also, because of that, losing tremendously at the polls. WikiLeaks has not released a single leak that has been untrue, mainly because they released documents and information that belong to others, so they aren't fabricated. These documents prove that Hillary's strange fall are far more serious than the earlier reported concussions. Maybe the document required during the Benghazi hearings overloaded Hillary's amygdala and made her mentally inept. Carrying that much guilt should weigh heavily on anyone's mind, especially Hillary's after what she did. This is just another example of Hillary covering up another lie. Most people are unaware that this plane crash occurred and that this was the result of Hillary's concussion and brain injury. So we should share this in order to expose Hillary Clinton's and Obama's covering up another lie from the American people. We cannot allow Hillary Clinton to get anywhere near the Oval Office again, and we can hurt her credibility very badly by exposing these lies. It's from NWO report, and it's on the State of the Nation. I'll leave a link below for you for this.